I walk into the house and the place is filthy. There's shit everywhere.
In the face of death, I won't back down. I'm the credit crusader, right? Debt's dissolved.
How's it going, guys? That's right, the Crusader's back. I'm coming out of retirement because there's a story I'd like to share with all of you guys that I feel is pertinent to the subject matter of this channel. This channel is about credit and all that good stuff. Well, I have run into a situation with one of my rental properties that I'd like to share with all you guys. Because, I mean, credit, what are we building our credit for, right? We're supposed to build our credit to be able to get assets to then have passive income, so then we don't have to work for the man anymore, right? That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing it. So for those of you that are here for the same thing, you're probably interested in real estate investing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you a story of what happened to me in one of my rental properties. So without further ado, let's get started, because this is a doozy. This story is a doozy. First thing I want to let you guys know is that I have a rental property in an area in Florida, and this thing has been rented by the same people for the past 8 years. They've been in there 8 years. And for the most part, they've been all right. Towards the end, they started to not pay the rent on time. And I noticed that they got real, let's just say anxious and nervous anytime someone was sent to go to the house to look at anything. Like if I needed something done, like AC maintenance done, and I said, all right, the guy's coming. Oh, it was never a good time. And they're always sick. They're always saying they're sick. They're sick all the time. No one can come in. They're sick. So I start getting really curious as to what's actually going down over at the house. So I send a building inspector to go in, and I'm like, look, here's your 2 weeks. The building inspector's going in, and you know what they see is what they see. So the building inspector goes in, and from the pictures, I can see that there's some things that need attention, but I also noticed that there were some things that really concerned me. Like the place looked really messy, and like almost like borderline on a hoarder's TV show. You know, the people that are all screwed up, they got hoarder, they have trash and garbage everywhere. It looked borderline that. And I also noticed they put an above ground pool in the back, which that's like, you know, that's a no-no. You're not supposed to do that in a rental property, put a freaking pool in the back.
Just to give you guys some perspective, this is a picture of what the house looked like when I handed it over to them. This next picture is what the house looked like when they handed it back to me.
And also I noticed that a lot of the stuff just wasn't being taken care of. They had unauthorized animals. There's evidence of that because I saw like dog bowls, rabbit feed, like it's like you know, it was like farm animals almost. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I'm like, all right, enough's enough. I want to get them out of there. The biggest thing that brought my attention to this situation was the fact that he started being late on his rent. And I remember I think it was the month of March. No, I think it was the month before that. He's like, oh yeah, I don't have the rent. Oh, I sent my wife to Japan. I'm like, what the hell has that got to do with my rent money? You're sending your wife to Japan instead of paying your rent? Like, well, where your priorities here lie? So anyways, I had made up my mind, and I'm like, look, these guys got to go. I need to get in there. I need to see what's really going on. So I give him over 2 months. I say, look, you're not getting renewed, so you're going to have to find a place to live. June 1st is the end of your lease. That's when you got to leave. You got over two and a half months. You hand the place back to me the way I handed it to you. I'll give you back your security deposit. He had already paid his last month, so he didn't have to come up with any more money for the last month. So it should have been given him plenty of time, and he should have had plenty of money to be able to go find another place and move and have everything be good. Well, as we got closer to the month of June, the end of his lease, he starts coming at me, planting seeds of he's not going to be able to move out. Saying things like, well, I'm going to try, and all this kind of shit. I'm like, you're going to try? No, you're going to fucking do it. You need to be out of there, because you got to remember, as a landlord, the longer people are in a house that it's not rented, that costs you money. And if you accept money from someone, even if it's outside a lease, that sets the clock. You can't evict somebody that you've accepted money for. Like, it gets real hairy. And the way the laws all work, you know, you gotta walk the line as far as following the rules. You could really get screwed. I personally wanted him out of there sooner because I wanted the lease. I wanted to be able to rent it out to the next people, during the summertime, because that's when everybody's moving, especially in that area. It's a good school zone in that area, so I wanted to get him out so I could get the place fixed up and then be able to rent it as soon as possible. So I go ahead and I wait till the very end on, I think it was May 31st. He tells me, oh, I'm not going to be able to move out. Oh, he's all crying and shit. So I'm like, all right, look, you can't stay in the house, but what I will do is I'll allow you to keep your stuff in the garage. That way I'm able to clean the house up while you have a place to store your stuff. So it's win-win. And he's trying to give me money. I'm like, nah, I can't accept any money, but you can keep your stuff in the garage. Please be out by the 31st. Oh, okay, thank you so much. You know, la, 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 la. You guys all know how that goes. So then I go in, I'm driving to the property. Now this property's far away from where I live. So it's like a 4-hour drive. So like we stay the night somewhere and then we're driving in the next morning on the 1st. Now I get to the house on the 1st and his wife is getting the hell out of there. His wife's like, I don't know, she's got like mental issues or something. I don't know what the deal is with her, but she just leaves. I have a bad feeling when I see the way she's like not making eye contact with me. So I'm like, okay, great. What am I stepping into? I walk into the house and the place is filthy. There's shit everywhere. He like has things boxed up, half boxed up. There's shit on the floor in the guest bathroom. There's dog stuff. I mean, it's just like it's a huge mess. And he was supposed to be out the day before. He wasn't even supposed to stay that night. So I get up in the house and I'm looking around and I see the beds are gone. That is key, because once the beds are gone, they can't say they're still living there. So now I'm pissed. And the more shit, like he didn't have just one dog. He had 3 dogs. One of them was a Great Dane. The whole entire backyard was trashed. I just had it sodded. It was all trashed. There was water bowls that had been spilled over where mold was growing. It was the AC unit. Don't even get me started on that. The air handler, I don't think they changed the filter one time. The air AC coils were all screwed up. The filth of that house was so bad. I'm gonna explain something to you guys. When it comes to people being dirty, I get it. People are living someplace and it's going to get dirty and all that kind of stuff. But there's a level of filth that can actually cause damage to property. Similarly to people who don't take care of their teeth, how their teeth are rotting, bacteria can eat through teeth. So what else do you think it can eat through? It can eat through paint. It can eat through faucet fixtures, metal. It can eat through tons of stuff on the property and cause damage. And it did. The banister in that house was black. When my wife goes to clean it, it's taken the finish off of the banister because the bacteria had been eating the banister. Every single place in that house where people's hands touched was black. Doorknobs around light switches. The kitchen, don't even get me started on the kitchen. One of the bathrooms, there was one of the kids shit on the floor. The kid in the upstairs had a fish tank and that spilt. The water came down into the kitchen.
This picture was taken with the building inspector. As you can clearly see, there's a fish tank and it was never cleaned. There's actual mold all on the top of it, which I'm pretty sure that probably led to them having respiratory problems and getting sick. Mold can definitely make you sick. And this is a picture here of the water damage that was revealed once we pulled up the carpet.
I mean, it was awful. The sliding glass door on the bottom, the Great Dane had jumped on it and broke it, scratched it up, broke the seal on the sliding glass door.
Do you see how it looks like there's water inside this sliding glass door? That's because the dog broke the seal on the argon gas by jumping on it because they locked him out and didn't let him in. And now the thing is broken. You can't even see out of it. Just to remind you guys, they said they didn't have any animals.
That was like $6,000 right there. They utterly destroyed the house. And the excuse he gave me was, oh, I've been living here 8 years. It's like, I've lived in houses for freaking 20 years. My parents have lived in a house for 50 years. You clean it. When you clean a house, it kind of stays good, right? I mean, like, that's the thing I don't get, is the mentality of some of these people. They go in, they act like it's like a paper plate. It's like a house like a paper plate. You know, you dirty it up and you just throw it away and get a new one. Is that it? You don't clean it, right? It was awful. The stink in there were bugs. I mean, the whole place had to be bombed. Needless to say, it cost me thousands of dollars. It is still costing me thousands of dollars to get that place to the level it needs to be in order to rent again. Nobody would want to rent it after them being in there. Guaranteed. Guaranteed the way it was. It stunk. It was awful. So needless to say, to go full circle, needless to say, it is very important that when you screen your tenants, you check their credit. You make sure that their shit is on point. Don't listen to any stories. They're going to give you sob stories. They're going to tell you everything you want to hear. I'd also like to add another little piece of information, and that's, if you're a landlord, do not trust a recommendation from another landlord as far as like a reference or something, because this is what happens. If a tenant is bad and the landlord wants them out, they're going to tell you whatever the hell you want to hear so they can get them out of their property and into yours and make them your problem. Because the way the laws are, if the tenants can't find a new place to live, you're going to be stuck with them, or you're going to have to go through the eviction process, and nobody wants to do that because it's costly. So the idea that like landlords look out for each other, that is total bullshit. And I'm going to say right now, the reference I got for these tenants, they were overly saying that how great they were and all this kind of stuff, which now, hindsight, I can see that they definitely screwed me as far as telling them they were great tenants because they wanted them to get the hell out of their property. Well, guess what? I did the same thing to the place where they're going next when they asked for a reference. Yeah, oh yeah, they're great. Yeah, you'll love them. Of course I'm going to say that because I want them out of my property. So the idea that you could trust a reference from another landlord is complete and total bullshit. Don't ever trust a reference from another landlord. That's some advice you learn from me. That's real world shit. This is the real world. And as far as the pets are concerned, I'm gonna tell you something right now. It's crazy how it's like 90% of renters, it seems, have to have pets. And if they have a house that they want, they'll just say, oh yeah, we don't have pets, and then they just get a pet after the fact. Or they'll do the ESA animal thing. You know, you can say, oh yeah, I'm emotionally handicapped and I need a dog to fix that. So then they go in and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's bullshit in my opinion, because I mean, those animals cause damage, they just do. And the security deposit that you get for a property, it's never, I mean, like, it's going to cover some stuff, but chances are some of the big stuff, it's not going to cover all that. I know, like, some of the tenants, I swear, it's like, they look at the security deposit like the loaves and the fishes from Christ. You know, like it's look at this endless money. It's like, dude, you gave me $1,900. That's not going to cover $40,000 worth of damage. You know what I mean? Oh, take that out of the security deposit. Oh, okay, well, that'll cover next to nothing. So it's just one of those things that I'd like for you guys to be aware of when you're trying to be a landlord. This is just a perspective from what the other half has to deal with. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. It's been a while since I made a video, so I hope you guys like seeing me come back. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Crusader out.
For hundreds of more information-packed videos, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And if you're looking to take your knowledge to the next level, explore my workshops at thecrusadercave.com. I offer entertainment workshops on CPNs, public records, how to get cars, apartments. Hell, I've even got a workshop that shows you how to reassign zombie debt, and so much more. So don't forget to check out thecrusadercave.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Crusader out.